What's going on, Guardians? Briar Rabbit here. Welcome to Shard It or Keep It, the series where I make an argument both for and against dismantling an item, and you make the decision. This week, we will be making the fateful decision for the legendary auto rifle for the people. But first, let's take a look back at last week's weapon, the Comedian. The Comedian is a legendary shotgun sold by the Vanguard Quartermaster before the Dark Below DLC was released. This 300 attack weapon is best known for its shot package perk and its balanced stats. The arguments for dismantling this weapon? Well, it's old and capped at a 300 attack level. The weapon is simply outclassed by newer shotguns like Fellwinter's Lie or Secret Handshake in high-level PvE or in the Iron Banner. Arguments for keeping the weapon included rarity because it's no longer being sold, great perks, and the fact that it's still a very good standard PvP shotgun. And with that, my argument was made and you guys had plenty to say. Nelson Blake 2 said, definitely shard the Comedian. I had one and sharded it with no regrets. Now that shotguns are good in PvE, there are many better options at 331. In PvP, the top shotties all outclass it. Use the space for new stuff. Smell My Jerky said, keep it, it's part of the original game. Noobs don't know what it is. And Fun with Barrels said, bananas. So I tallied up the votes, and this was our closest shard it or keep it yet. With only one vote difference at 32 to 31, the Comedian gets dismantled. Next up, for the people. This legendary auto rifle is currently being sold by the Crucible Quartermaster, but that's not how I got mine. My For the People dropped from a legendary engrip with counterbalance and glass half full, a combination of perks that I initially thought was pretty good. So why would I dismantle this auto rifle? For starters, in high-level PvE play, I find this weapon just gets overlooked by similar weapons with elemental damage or exotic weapons with exotic perks. Abyss Defiant, for instance, has a nearly identical damage model, but also includes Focus Fire, Perfect Balance, and Lich Bane for perks. And it's got solar damage. Also, the damage model for this weapon is just not ideal. High fire rate, low impact auto rifles just don't have the power of their high impact cousins, and you can feel it, especially when trying to sustain fire on a quick moving enemy like a flying Cabal Legionary or another Guardian in the Crucible. Lower rate of fire guns are just easier to control, and by extension, it's easier to keep your fire focused on your enemy's crit spot. Okay, so why keep For the People? The perks, man. Counterbalance really helps tame the recoil inherent to high fire rate weapons. High caliber rounds are constantly staggering enemies, and glass half full, while certainly not a great perk, does add a bit of damage to the last few bullets in each mag. This weapon, with these perks, it just works. And then there's update 1.1.1. With this patch came a severe nerf to the high impact auto rifles, but the higher fire rate guns were less affected. I believe For the People represents what Bungie actually wants to see from these weapons. This gun excels at short to mid range hip firing and blasting a steady stream of damage while strafing an opponent. It's a fast and fun way to play, and this gun is just good at it. And finally, PvE. This gun, it ain't bad. By no means is it a high tiered OP Guardian Smasher, but it is a perfectly serviceable primary. Sometimes you want to reserve your exotic for your secondary or heavy slot. Let's say you want to sit back and snipe with patience and time. For the People, sitting in your primary slot can easily be switched to and used to finish off enemies that you just put a body shot on. Or you're running Invective in your secondary slot. You can pull out For the People when you quickly need a slightly longer range option. So that's it. I have argued both for and against dismantling For the People. Now it's up to you. In the comments below, cast your vote. Shard it or keep it. You decide. And in the next episode, I will act upon your recommendation. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button if you liked the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time.